We believe, ladies and gentlemen, that this case, at its essence, is about a man losing control.
There is not convincing evidence in this case beyond a reasonable doubt that Mr. Martin intended to kill Christy, that Mr. Martin intended to harm Christy.
What happened as far as your phone conversation?
She said, Jim, I'll talk to you as soon as I get off the phone with Sherry. She told me she thought he had a contract, but she said she could see something behind his back.
Then what happened?
The phone cut off.
What was the thought that went through your mind when you saw the defendant with that knife in the bedroom?
I said to him, "Are you gonna kill me?"
What happened next?
He stabbed me 3 times. He was just out of arm's length. He shot me.
Do you recall telling Detective Evans on the 23rd that there had not been any physical confrontation before?
Sir, I don't remember, but I have the scars to show the previous confrontation.
She also told him that she thinks that he may have shot himself or cut himself or something to make it look like that she had done that.
Did you ever ask the defendant, point blank, if he had ever stabbed Christy Martin during the afternoon of November 23rd?
Yes, I did.
And what did the defendant tell you about whether he stabbed Ms. Martin?
He said he did not stab Christy.
Did you ask the defendant that day, November 23rd, if he ever shot Ms. Martin?
Yes, I did.
And what was his answer to that?
He did not shoot her.
Your Honor, at this time, the state of Florida rests.
Now I'm going to come up to November 23rd. Do you remember that date?
Yes, I do. He knocked on my front door and told me that he had been shot and stabbed.
Isn't it true that you said to Sergeant Callahan, "Jim is my friend and I don't want to get him in any trouble, so I'm not going to say anything"?
I can't recall that.
Your Honor, at this time, the defense would rest.
When the message isn't heard and the volume is turned up, and that's not enough, we go to blackmail. And when the victim's over the threat of blackmail, we go to stalking. And when the victim stayed after the threat in Daytona, he tried to kill her.
Who was threatened? Mr. Martin, who might lose a wife, but still could work with his proteges in the gym, stay in boxing? Or Christy Martin, who felt threatened by Jim Martin, who was threatening to expose her as a lesbian, and whose her trademark up to that point was she was different because she wasn't a lesbian.
Why, if Ms. Martin was establishing an alibi, and why, if Ms. Martin had all of this motive to get rid of Mr. Martin, why would she run bloody and beaten to Rick Cole and say, "Hurry, I don't want him to realize I left the house"? I mean, that's conspiracy theory times 1,000.
Count 1, we the jury find the defendant guilty of the lesser included offense of attempted second-degree murder. Count 2, we the jury find the defendant guilty of the lesser included offense of attempted voluntary manslaughter. Count 3, we the jury find the defendant guilty of aggravated battery.
Before you saw that I wasn't dying fast enough from just a stab wound, you shot me. You shot me with my own gun, basically point blank. And guess what, mother? I walked out. I walked out.
I am very sorry what happened on November. In November, I'm very sorry for that day, and I apologize. I should have just turned, walked off, and whatever happened, what happened? I got stabbed. I should have just turned and walked away.
As to count 1, he's sentenced to the minimum mandatory of 25 years in the Department of Corrections. Count 2 is dismissed. In count 3, he's sentenced to 10 years concurrent with the sentence to be imposed in count 1. He gets credit for time served of 1 year, 211 days.